APA PsycTherapy is APA's streaming video database of psychotherapy demonstrations. It is a comprehensive, authoritative database. It's a great resource for clinical teaching and training. The videos in there reflect the full range of psychotherapy as it is today. Psychotherapy features well-known therapists in full, unscripted, unedited, for the most part, psychotherapy demonstrations. The videos feature, by and large, volunteers and not actors in the role of the client. The exception for that is when we have more sensitive topics such as trauma, PTSD, things like that. We'll use actors in those situations. But there's nothing like someone talking about their real life with a therapist on camera. It really makes for a much more realistic demonstration of psychotherapy. So one of the great things about video is that it allows you to show things rather than talk about them. It's great to be able to read about psychotherapy, read transcripts and so forth, but there's nothing that beats being able to see expert psychotherapists doing psychotherapy and seeing it in action, like getting a sense of how do they use silence? How do they react when a client is very emotional? What does the therapist's face look like when that's happening? These are things you can't get from books, and it takes time and effort to create a demonstration yourself that could be comparable to that. So having a streaming database, especially as opposed to a bunch of DVDs in the library, means that all the students that are in your program can watch them all at the same time from their locations. It really helps the library stretch its resources and allows them to fully serve the students that they have. Psychotherapy contains a number of videos featuring the originators of the approaches that they're demonstrating, which is very exciting. There's videos by Stephen Hayes, who created Acceptance and Commitment Therapy, or ACT, Diana Fosha, who created Accelerated Experiential Dynamic Psychotherapy, or AEDP, and Leslie Greenberg, who created Emotion-Focused Therapy. And there are a number of really big names in the database too. Judy Beck, who carries on the tradition of cognitive behavioral therapy developed by her father, Aaron Beck. We also have Nancy McWilliams, who's an amazing psychoanalytic, psychodynamic therapist. Those are really terrific because you could get to hear how these originators created the approaches and what brought them into their interest in psychotherapy, which is really just great for students to hear. The other thing that really does set us apart from competitors is the fact that we do have some of the most renowned therapists in the United States and North America. And increasingly we are reaching out to psychotherapists in other countries as well. We've had a therapist from Central Europe, from the UK as well. We are becoming more representative of psychotherapy as an international practice. Most of the videos in psychotherapy, I'd say 2/3 of them, when you press play, it goes right into the psychotherapy demonstration, which is terrific. But there are a number of videos, 1/3 of them, where you have an interview before the psychotherapy demonstration. And the interview will introduce the therapist's approach, whatever the topic of the video is. So it provides a nice educational piece for viewers. Those videos also feature an analysis of the demonstration itself. So after the demonstration, there'll be a discussion with some clips from the demonstration where the therapist says, oh, this is what I did in that part, and so forth. It's a great resource for students. Psychotherapy represents the field of clinical psychology, and that field is very diverse, both in terms of the approaches used in psychotherapy. There's so many different approaches, and we have more than 100 approaches represented in psychotherapy. But it's increasingly diverse also in who is a psychotherapist. People from all different backgrounds. The graduate students now really reflect more the overall diversity of our culture, and psychotherapy, as much as we can, reflects that diversity as well. The thing I like about psychotherapy, and I'm biased of course, is that it's constantly being updated. So these videos have been recorded over the past 20 years, but we also are putting every new video in the APA Psychotherapy video series into PsycTherapy. So every year we add more videos into PsycTherapy. We try to get new approaches, new psychotherapists who are up and coming in the field. We try to really keep abreast of what's going on in clinical mental health practice and try to find demonstrations that show what is the latest that's being done in the therapy room. What can we share with students that they can learn that's happening right now? The fact that we are constantly updating it is such a great thing about the database. I think what I hear mostly from users of PsycTherapy are remarks about the variety of content, the quality, the fact that we have such well-known psychotherapists in the database. One phrase I've heard a couple of times is that it's just an essential resource. People that use it, they don't understand how they got by without it.